Good Monday Matters. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend, a blessed Sabbath, and are looking forward to the week ahead. God's going to do great things in your life. My name is Mike Courtney, and I share just a thought every Monday morning, hopefully to help you live a happier, healthier, and sometimes holier life. If you like this, then click like, share, all those things, subscribe. I post it on branchesblog.com. On Facebook and YouTube. I think that's the things I'm supposed to say. So anyway, glad you're a part of this, and thanks for listening and being a part of my life. Doris and I have been married. My wife and I have been married for 45 years now, and we have finally learned some things. Here's one of the things that we learned just recently. We learned just recently. I said, sweetheart, I am not getting out of the car until you do. You get out first, and I'm going to get out. Because for the last 45 years, I get out of the car, and then she decides. We've been traveling, but then she decides to go through her purse, to put on her makeup, to do all the things that she needs to do that really she could have been doing while we were traveling. But she decides to wait while I'm standing out in the cold, and she's getting all those things done. I am not a good waiter. I'm good at some things, but waiting is not one of them. And so I've said, okay, we got a new plan. I'm not getting out of the car until you do. You get everything done you need to do. I'm going to sit here where it's warm. And then when you get out, I'll get out. Waiting. Life's about waiting. And so we're almost always, my friend Robert says, we're always living in the waits. We're in a season of waiting, anticipating. I have a dear friend. I might talk about this more in the days ahead, but my friend Chuck is as close to a brother as I have ever and will ever have. Chuck and I traveled together in a musical group almost 50 years ago, and we have remained brothers ever since. And he is waiting right now. He's got some medical issues that's requiring some fearful waiting. And so it just put me in mind to think about waiting today. And here's some scripture. Psalm 27, one of my favorite Psalms, says, wait on the Lord, be strong and take heart. Wait for the Lord. Psalm 33:20 says, we wait in hope for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. The Bible is full of instructions to wait on the Lord. It hardly ever tells us what to do while we're waiting. Well, okay, all right, I know I'm waiting, but what do I do now? So I wanted to share with 7 things. I jotted down 7 things this morning that I think are helpful to do while we wait. These 7 things, I'll give them to you, and then we'll go back and say just a word about each one. Be quiet. Speak up. Be still. Move, look back, plan ahead, and connect. Those 7 things. Be quiet. It's a great time to pray while we're waiting. Pray without ceasing. Live in an attitude, in a state of prayer. While I'm waiting for that doctor's report, I'm waiting for the kids to get here. I'm waiting for graduation to come. Whatever it is, it's a great time to be still and pray, to pray without ceasing. But not be still, speak up. It's also a great time to testify, to talk about what God has done, what he is doing, what you're anticipating him to do. There's something about proclaiming, declaring, prophesying, maybe is the word we would use, to say, this is what I am anticipating God doing. I don't know how that works. I just know that when I say God is about this thing, then very often he is. Be quiet, speak up. Be still. Just stop. Just quit all the hustle and bustle and just be still and listen. Listen to what God has to say. It's very often in the middle of my waiting, and particularly the difficult waiting, the frightening waiting, that God has spoken the most. So be still. But don't be still. Move around. Take prayer walks. Raise your hand. Kneel down. Stand up. Lift your head. The psalmist is full of instructions for physical movement. Move. Be still, but move. And allow God, as you're walking around the block, praying for God to bless your family. Allow Him to speak to you. Look back. It's a great time to reflect while you're waiting. Look back. Think of all the things that God has done. As I go through the Psalms, very often David says, "How long, O Lord? How long will I struggle with this?" But then he'll go back and list all the things that God has done and how God has answered prayer. Reflect back on what God has done and plan ahead. There's an old preacher's illustration of the whole church is going through a drought, and they're farmers. The preacher says, "Come next Sunday, we're going to pray for rain." They all gather together, and the preacher sends them all back home. Says, "You're not ready to pray for rain. Not one of you brought an umbrella." Plan ahead. Plan for what God is going to do when He answers that prayer. Plan for how you're going to rejoice. Plan for how you're going to talk to your family about this wonderful thing that God has answered prayer in. So be quiet, speak up, be still, move, look back, plan ahead, and finally this, connect. There is a tendency when we wait to try to do it alone, to wait in solitude, to wait in a solitary way. But it's in the waiting we need to connect. We need to be in community. We need to surround ourselves with people that love us and encouraging people. Don't wait in silence. Don't wait alone. But connect with people during this time of waiting. So I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know how hard the wait is. It might just be as simple as sitting in the car until Doris gets her makeup on. It might be waiting for that treatment that is about to start. Whatever it is, God's at work and He's doing great things. Just wait. Be still. Be quiet. Move. Speak up. Think back, think ahead, connect, just wait. Here's a verse, Isaiah 30, verse 31. "But those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up as wings like eagles. They'll run and not be weary. They'll walk and not faint." While you wait, I'm praying for you. Every day I post a little thought about this on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll do that sometime later today. God bless you. Thanks for being here, and have a good wait.